Hi and welcome back to another video brought to you by me, Yolandi, from Expanse Accounting. Today we'll be going over billable expenses and how to do that in Xero. So what is billable expenses? Billable expenses are those expenses that you pay on behalf of your customer and then transfer the cost at a later date to them. So today's video is just to show you how to do a billable expense and what control you can put in place to make sure that you don't miss anything. So let's get started. So first of all, you'll need to go into accounting. Oh, sorry, I didn't add this in there. So you'll need to go into accounting and then a chart of accounts. And then you'll have to create a billable expense account. This is so that you can track the billable expenses and make sure that you've billed everything out. I like to allocate that account more or less around accounts payable. So I've created it here, 810 for billable expenses. I call the account billable expenses. I've added it to our liability account and made it BAS excluded by default. So you can mark all these if you want. The show on dashboard watch list is maybe a good idea so that you can keep an eye on this account and you can easily see when you log in that if this account is getting really high, that there's something wrong there and you'll need some attention to it. Show and expense claims and able payments is just so if we are able to claim or pay to this account or do expense claims. Probably won't be using that, but just for now I've ticked it. Okay, so we've set up the account. Now we got a bill from Dext for our customers. So we'll create a bill. And this is for subscriptions. Oh, let's just add the nice subscriptions and then just $25. And we usually add subscriptions to a subscription account. You'll be adding this to that new billable expense account that you've just created. Remember to change this to that. And then remember to select this button. This will let you create a billable expense in Xero. Okay, so we're going to add our customer here. Test customer and say okay. Okay, so now it's allocated as a billable expense for test customer and we can approve this bill. So this can be done. So you have your accounts payable person doing the bills and they allocate it to the customer. And then when you have the accounts receivable making out invoices, they will be able to see that, okay, so we are needing to bill this test customer for works done. And then you will see that if Xero plays along, there is one billable expense there for them and you can tick it and say add. So it brings in the amount for it. So again, instead of adding this to an income account, you add it to that billable expense account that you've created and also say GST on income and exclusive and make sure it's $25. So this can cause some issues. I just want to raise this. So if someone was going to add this as inclusive and you have it as in another way in the billable side, you will lose some funds on the GST. So you'll have to set a rule in place to make sure that there is a consistency with billing and invoicing those kinds of invoices. Another check I usually do is when I do the bills. So on the other side, I add in subscriptions and I add in the total amount. So when you come here into the invoice side, you make sure that this amount agrees to that amount. So that way you will know that if that supplier was charged GST and you've added a GST on it, and if it's inclusive or exclusive, that this amount agrees to this amount. So that's something that you just need to be aware of. I didn't want to go into much detail with that, but I just thought maybe I should just make you aware of that. So now we have this done. We know that it was $25 on the other side, $25 here. We have billed it out. We can approve it. So now it's linked to each other. And if you go to the dashboard, we've said that we are going to show that account billable expense on the dashboard. So now you see it is 0 because we have cleared it out correctly. So you can click on it here and you can see all the transactions that's gone through this account, and you can see, okay, so there was the subscription bill and there was the subscription invoiced at that time, and the same with this one. So that is how you account for billable expenses in Xero. If you have any more questions or you would like to see me in a bit more detail covering this about all the different ways you can do it, if you're charging out equipment or things like that, just drop a question in the notifications below and I will get back to you and make another video if that's something that you want. I'll be covering this process in QuickBooks in one of my later videos as well. Thank you. Goodbye.